Chapter 1, The 45th. Donald Trump wins the presidency, the business tycoon and TV personality capping his improbable political journey with an astounding upset victory. Donald J. Trump will become the 45th President of the United States, defeating Hillary Clinton in a campaign unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime. Donald Trump wins the presidency of the United States. He is now to be called President-elect. That's a quote from Wolf Blitzer of CNN, Wednesday, November 9th, 2016. First and foremost, I agree with Wolf Blitzer that it is something unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime. The only closest thing to this, unreal and surreal presidential election win, as Bret Baier called it, when he announced Donald Trump won Pennsylvania, hence the presidency, at Fox News, was in the World Cup 2016 in Brazil when Germany badly defeated Brazil 7-1. The question to ask ourselves is how Trump defied the pundits, pollsters, analysts, researchers, and everyone in America. It was really the biggest political upset in American history. No one has ever came close to pulling off something like this. How did Donald Trump do it? I would like to share with you a quote from Governor Chris Christie's endorsement. Christie was among the very few people in America who saw it coming. He understood the power of Donald Trump and explained why the Clintons feared Trump so very much. Christie shared debates with Trump during the Republican primaries, though many laughed at him at first, but if we look back, we learn so much from that moment. There is no doubt in mind, and I've been saying this from the time I entered the campaign, that the single most important thing for this party is to nominate the person to give us the best chance to beat Hillary Clinton. The one person that Hillary and Bill Clinton don't want to see on that stage next September is Donald Trump. They know how to run the standard political playbook against junior senators and run them around the block. They do not know the playbook with Donald Trump because he's rewriting the playbook. He's rewriting the playbook of American politics because he is providing strong leadership that is not dependent upon the status quo. And so the best person to beat Hillary Clinton in November on that stage last night is undoubtedly Donald Trump. That's a quote from the New Jersey Governor, Chris Christie. It was on Friday, February 26, 2016, in Fort Worth, Texas, when Governor Christie endorsed Donald Trump and provided the most famous quote, "He's rewriting the playbook of American politics." After election, we have new playbook of American politics. Governor Christie was among the heavyweight politicians who were threats to other Republican candidates. He has established himself for a very long time. Despite being a career politician, he saw very early the power of Donald Trump. Christie's political strategies and campaign did nothing to stop Donald Trump, but the majority of people laughed at Christie and thinking that he had lost his mind to endorse Donald. Donald Trump has become the first U.S. president who has never served in the military or held any political position. Before entering to politics, he was a businessman and television personality. In later pages, I'll explain how his experience in television perfected his crafts and used to launch the political campaign that has never been practiced in American history. Also, how his business background of over 45 years shaped his campaign strategies for both the primaries and the election itself. In 1988, Oprah asked Donald Trump if he'd ever run for president. This was on the Oprah Winfrey Show when Trump appeared to promote his book and his business life. "This sounds like political presidential talk to me," Oprah said. "I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?" Trump responded, "Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country get ripped off. I just don't think I have the inclination to do it. If it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening to this country. We are really making other people live like kings, and we're not. I think I'd win. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't go in it to lose." That's a quote from Donald Trump, 1988. No businessman invests on anything and for sure he or she knows is not going to get profit. This is what Trump insisted that, I think I'd win. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't go in it to lose. This is unlikely for politicians. They can know for sure they are going to lose, don't have a chance to win, but still run for the office. Most politicians, unfortunately, don't value and pay attention to their resources. The presidential bid. Quite simply, it is time to bring real leadership to Washington. The fact is, the American dream is dead. But if I win, I will bring it back bigger and better and stronger than ever before. Together, we will make America great again. Donald Trump, June 16, 2015, Presidential Bid Announcement. As a TV personality, with over 7 million viewers in 2015, Apprentice ratings, Trump knows how to grab viewers' attention. He is the mastermind, understanding what voters want to hear and how to properly channel the message. As the outsider, he is free from political correctness, which voters view as honesty. From Trump's presidential bid, here are my observations. Trump knows for sure what voters want to hear. Any significant changes in the Washington political setup. Majority of Americans are fed up with Washington insiders. Therefore, the 2016 election was a perfect arena for the outsiders to showcase what they were capable of doing and bringing changes about. Since Trump is the outsider, the first thing in his bid, Trump promises voters to bring the real leadership to Washington and change Washington business as usual. Whether or not Trump will be doing what he promised after winning, that's another story and is not the main objective of this book. What matters, he knew what voters wanted and he gave it to them. Both politics and business have one thing in common on campaign strategy. In business world, logo, color, design, etc. play a vital role in branding and excelling. Entire world knows McDonald's logos and Nike's slogan, "Just do it." The same applies in politics. The campaign team has to prepare a catchy slogan to attract voters and make them believe in the policies, everything that you want to do for the country once you are elected. Trump has the slogan, "Make America Great Again." The slogan is very short, catchy, calling for attention, and more importantly, what direction the country will go. In the midst of other countries showing their powers in military, industrial, and so forth, the slogan caught many voters. Here are some of the most recent campaign slogans. A. Yes, we can. Barack Obama, 2008. B. Stronger Together. Hillary Clinton, 2016. C. Country First. John McCain, 2008. D. Let America be America again. John Kerry, 2004. And so many other slogans. In my opinion, from 2000 to present, only two slogans, Yes We Can, Obama's, and Make America Great Again, Trump's, were marketed perfectly and stayed on voters' mouths every day. And they will, for a long time, stay as main campaign hit slogans. Hillary Clinton's slogans, I Am With Her, and Stronger Together, were not highly marketed to stay on the voters' radar every day. Even now, just less than a year after election, many people have already forgotten her slogans. But Yes We Can and Make America Great Again will stay on people's mouths for a very long time. The Make America Great Again dominated the presidential campaign. Media, both liberal and conservative networks, talked about the slogan every single day. Without knowing, the slogan went viral. This was the difference from Stronger Together slogan of Hillary Clinton or I Am With Her. With my business background, I know slogans or just a logo can be a reason for the identity, sales, and easy way of promoting a product. Trump and Obama, on their slogans Make America Great Again and Yes We Can, did it very well. For the first time in American presidential election, we witnessed 17 candidates in the Republican Party. This is the highest number of candidates we have ever seen in any political party. To me, it shows the true democracy and gives voters an opportunity to choose whoever they see fit to serve them. All these 17 candidates had extensive careers prior to deciding to run for the position. Most of these 17 candidates are heavyweight career politicians. They have either experience with political campaigns or political elections, sometimes both. Dr. Carson and Trump were the famous two candidates who did not have such experience. What statistics from the primary and election in general help us to know exactly what happened? I use a graph in my book, which is an example of the primary results of Trump in comparison to all previous Republican primaries in history. Trump got more votes in a Republican nominating contest than anyone on record. The previous record for most votes for a Republican in the primaries was held by George W. Bush in 2000. Trump blew that out of the water. Donald Trump single-handedly won against 16 heavyweight, respected individuals and career politicians, with the obvious exception of Dr. Ben Carson. He didn't just win, he broke the record held by George W. Bush in 2000. Donald Trump got more votes than any other candidate in the Republican primaries. The record of more votes happened when there are 17 candidates in the race, the heavyweight individuals. He helped to bring a high turnout of voters in primaries compared to previous elections. It should be noted that the number of candidates in Republican, 17 candidates, was more candidates than any major political party in history. Therefore, winning from this pool is historical, and that candidate should never be taken lightly. The 16 other candidates did not know how and when to block Donald Trump. They ended up playing Trump's game style. No one can beat Trump in his own backyard and style, which suited him best. Marco Rubio tried in the last few days of his campaign to go head-to-head with Trump, but we witnessed what happened in Florida. Rubio, as the incumbent senator of Florida, lost to Trump and was forced to drop out. The biggest mistake, to my observation, is the fact that many politicians within the Republicans didn't see and understand what voters want. The voters were already tired of too much political correctness, Washington politics, insiders who use their experience to get away with anything they want. Trump studied this and articulated very well. That's why he didn't change his style despite advisors and media attempts to force him to change the message and his style of talking. His style is the one that got attention of the people, and he plays best in his style. Trump may also be the first candidate in the modern era to have funded his campaign by himself during the primary season. Although his are much more impressive, he only spent a quarter the amount of money as the Democrats, Clinton and Sanders. That's a quote from the Gateway Pundits, June 7, 2016. What does funding your own campaign and using less money than the Democrats have to say to the voters? A. Your policies are not influenced by lobbyists and people who have donated a large amount to your campaign. That means you don't owe anyone when you win the nomination. B. It shows how smart you are in using your resources well to win big. Trump used a quarter the amount of what Hillary Clinton and Sanders used. Voters will see this as a good sign of how their taxes will be spent. The Gateway Pundits put it clear that he proved to be the real capitalist in the primary, while Clinton and Sanders proved to be the socialists, freely spending other people's money. Endorsements in the GOP primary. This election, through Donald Trump, we have come to understand that not all-time big names for endorsements are guarantee of nomination or winning the presidency. It's kind of a new chapter in the political playbook. We saw Ted Cruz, Rubio, and Jeb Bush acquire heavy endorsements. And when it came to the presidential election, Donald Trump didn't get many endorsements even from his own party. Many Republican members didn't even want to associate themselves with Trump. But in the end, we saw he single-handedly defeated everyone who went head-to-head with him. On one hand, this helped Donald Trump to be underestimated by his opponents and then caught them by surprise. No one took him seriously, and no one believed he will even go halfway through the GOP primaries. The same mistakes his fellow GOP candidates did during the primaries were repeated in the same way by Hillary Clinton. Not just because Donald Trump has never been in active politics, even being a mayor doesn't mean he doesn't understand the system enough to outsmart everyone.